Hey Shelby Bells, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. In today's video, you guys, we need to talk about Mr. Beast and Netflix. I know, a strange combination. Well, Mr. Beast and Netflix are in a little bit of drama right now because, as you guys know, Netflix is the creator of the series Squid Game, and Mr. Beast ended up creating his own real-life Squid Game for it after the series came out. Well, now it looks like Netflix is trying to scam Mr. Beast and create their own real-life Squid Game. People are upset. I want to talk about it. If you're interested in hearing more about that drama, grab a Diet Coke because this one gets messy. So before we get into today's drama, if you are new here, my name is Shelby. I'm the crazy cat lady of the drama community on YouTube. I spill all the tea about all your favorite celebrities, influencers, and pop culture, or maybe some you love to hate, 7 days a week with the help of Mr. Miss Kitty. This is Mr. Kitty, and he's here with us to spill the tea. He's my research team. Him and Miss Kitty are part of my research team. They gather up all the tea and all the receipts, and they're here to help us share it. Isn't that right, Mr. Kitty? So unless you were living under a rock last summer, you at least heard of the Squid Game series on Netflix. I mean, it was everywhere. I even watched it. I mean, well, I am like a big series watcher on Netflix. I don't really watch a whole lot of movies, period, but I love TV series. But I was a little bit hesitant to watch Squid Game because it didn't look like my kind of a show, to be honest with you. But I ended up watching it and absolutely loving it. I mean, Squid Game was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. It was major drama and news. And it was like, people freaking loved it. The story of it with the guy who had, tried to get people to run with his Squid Game story for a long time and kept getting rejected. And it was like 10 years after he wrote it that Netflix actually picked it up and ran with it. And now it was like the #1 streamed thing of all time on Netflix. Like, that's a huge like story, and we love a good like come up story and an underdog and all that. And it was just a really well produced TV show. I loved it. And so did so many other people, including Mr. Beast. So Mr. Beast is like one of the biggest YouTubers on the entire platform, and he has like an infinite amount of money, it seems like. He does all these crazy giveaways all the time where he gives away cars and houses and like so much money and stuff all the time. He decided he was going to recreate his own version of Squid Game.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
The first game we're gonna play is red light, green light, and they have 30 minutes to cross the red line on the other side of the huge room.
Got it on me! You have been eliminated. Open up the coffin. Thank you for coming out, man. No problem. Yeah, I loved your energy. At the start of this video, we had 456 people, and now we're down to these two. Yeah! Okay, I'm gonna take this chair right here. You guys gotta keep moving the entire time. No stopping and hovering. This will determine which one of you wins 456 grand. Carl, kick the music on. Hey, let it play a little bit, Carl. Let's let him soak in it. Carl's not looking at them. He has no idea where they are on the chair.
Somebody's gonna get $456,000 because you paused the music.
Oh boy. Oh, this is the intensity. When will he pause it? When's he gonna pause it? Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh, no. Yes! 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 Oh my God!
If it makes you feel better, I'm gonna give you $10,000 for coming in second place.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
And when I tell you that Mr. Beast put in the money and put in the time to recreate this whole Squid Game thing, I mean it. I mean, he recreated the set to a T, and I know that cost him a pretty penny. He did a video where he was building the set. It was a really big deal on YouTube. I watched it, and I actually love watching Mr. Beast content. I don't watch it all the time because I don't watch anybody all the time, but every time I see something that he does, it's always very well produced, and like the Squid Game thing was no exception. Like, he put in the money and the time to get all these people, and he paid them a lot of money. But despite all that, there was quite a bit of controversy on YouTube and in the drama world about that whole situation, because people were like, okay, Mr. Beast, you're ripping off Squid Game, like, like this is about people thought there was gonna be a bunch of okay, the drama was that people thought he was going to have a bunch of like popular YouTubers on the Squid Game thing, like that already had a lot of money, and the whole thing behind Squid Game was that it was people that were struggling to get money and to make money and stuff. They're the ones who actually went into the game to begin with. And so they thought that they were going to bring in like influencers and stuff, and people online were really like canceling him for that. They're like, no, you can't, it's not fair to do that. Get regular people in there. Like, you don't need to have all these famous people that already have all this money competing in Squid Game, because that's not what the game was about. So he ended up getting canceled over that. But when the actual show, his version of Squid Game came out, it wasn't. It was just regular people, and everything ended up being fine. Well, fast forward to 2022. Netflix has announced that they are going to be doing their own real life version of Squid Game, because you know Netflix has been recently getting into the reality shows as well, you know, with The Circle and all those other ones, right? Love is Blind and all that. So they decided they're going to create their own real life Squid Game. And in a crazy turn of events, now people are saying that Netflix is ripping off mrbeast. And I think that's kind of funny, because mrbeast technically ripped off Netflix to create his version of Squid Games to begin with. But now, no, the tables have turned. Netflix is ripping off mrbeast, even though mrbeast ripped off Netflix to begin with. I just think it's funny. So the thing is, I think that honestly, if Netflix were to put out their own version of Squid Games and stuff like that, to be honest, I don't even know if it would be as good of a thing as mrbeast was, because mrbeast really put so much money into recreating this thing. And sometimes I feel like with Netflix and stuff, they miss the mark when it comes to, like, you know, making things look the same, or like how they execute stuff. So we'll have to see how they do with that. But if you want to know my honest opinion about the entire thing with Netflix choosing to recreate Squid Games in a real life setting or whatever, obviously they're not going to kill the people like they do in the game, but if you want to know my real opinion, I feel like Netflix is grasping to get back on track with relevancy, because last time I checked, they really are falling off. I mean, they've been like raising their prices so much, and like people are like unsubscribing and going to different platforms for streaming, like Peacock, Hulu, you know, Disney Plus, the Amazon Prime, all that. People are really kind of going towards different places to stream their movies and stuff like that, and Netflix has been kind of grasping to stay relevant. I think they think that the Squid Game thing is going to help them stay relevant, because Squid Game was like their #1 most streamed thing of all time, and they want to, like, you know, wring as much out of that whole Squid Game thing as they can. Now, Squid Game was renewed for season 2 as well, so we'll see what happens with that. But it's very interesting to me they decided to do a real life Squid Game when, like, sorry, that's already been done by somebody on YouTube. And that says a lot about the direction of YouTube as well, as like we as YouTubers, or people that create YouTube videos, we're doing stuff that now major networks and major companies are wanting to do afterward. That's like freaking insane, right? So I don't know. I think that I'll probably check out the Squid Game reality show. I don't think that mrbeast has any grounds to even do anything about it, because if you want to get real, he ripped off Netflix first. So it's not like he can really have any grounds to say like, hey, you're ripping me off with my idea and all that, because he ripped off their idea first. So I don't think that there's any legal grounds to do anything about this. I think that people are just like mrbeast stans, and they're just like, hey, you're copying mrbeast, but you have to remember, girl, mrbeast copied them first. It's just like back and forth, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Let me know what you think about all that drama in the comment section down below. Do you think that, you know, mrbeast was scamming Netflix and he's kind of getting what he deserved? Are you going to watch the new Squid Game reality stuff when it comes out? Do you think that mrbeast should be a part of that or ask for a cut of the pie? Let me know what you think about all that drama in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. And that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember, all Shelby bells ring the bell. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, YouTube should be suggesting a couple more down here for you to choose from, so I'd love it if you did that. And aside from that, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.